Joining us, the new GM of Monadnock Speedway, Josh Vanada, joins us. Josh, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, guys. Good evening. Thanks very much for having me on tonight.
Not a problem. So, busy weekend locally. What do you got going on up at Monadnock, if anything, this weekend?
The track's actually closed for the year, but the paving equipment arrived at the racetrack this afternoon, and they're going to get underway with grinding the racetrack and should be paved next week.
Well, I would say that's not racing, but it's certainly a big thing for you guys. Talk to us about some of the improvements that are going to be going on over the winter.
Well, the Wrens have a long legacy of investing in the facilities that they've owned, particularly in Monadnock. You can think of the grandstands that Norm has put in. He's redone some other areas, some drainage. This year we'll be doing the asphalt on the whole racetrack, so we'll be reclaiming the asphalt that's there, creating a base layer, and then repaving the top of the surface. So there'll be about 4 to 6 inches of asphalt applied to the racetrack in the next 10 days or so. We'll also do some work to the wall in turn one, and we did some work on drainage already this fall to allow for the infield to drain a little bit better than it has in the past, so it won't interfere with any racing events, or if somebody's spun off the track next season, they won't end up in water.
Excellent.
So, how you doing, Josh? This is Paul.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, anytime. I am really excited to get up there on that new pavement personally. The question I got for you is, you've been promoting races a long time. I remember way back at the World Series and stuff like that, and you've gotten really good at it. And how'd you get into doing that, and how do you maintain the level of, like, say, professionalism that you do, because it's always a well-run show when I'm there.
Well, we appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. I think back to my days with developing a relationship with Tom Curley before he passed away, and Tom used to always say that he ran the races for the fans, and that's something that stuck with me. And we run our events for the race fans, and I'm a very impatient one. So any event that somebody comes to on our side is going to be fast-paced. It's going to have good energy and high entertainment value, and we just stay really focused on delivering that. We believe that the results of an event, that's our gratuity. So if we have good car counts and we have a good attendance, it's because we did our jobs. And if we didn't, then we need to go back to the drawing board and say, did we not promote this event well? Did we not tell the stories? Was the format not captivating? Was the race program sloppy? And we just get better, or try to get better every time we do it.
Hey, it's Ben here. I had a question about JDV Productions. What is your mission with that? I see a whole lot of Whelen modified content on there. Is it to expand the brand of what you promote, or is it more for just being a fan and for the love of the game?
Yeah, great question, Ben. Thanks. I think that JDV prides itself on producing national quality motorsports events at the regional level, and this year that will expand to weekly racing at Monadnock. My dad grew up racing weekly at Seekonk, and my brother still does. As a matter of fact, he's in the championship for the truck division, and so he'll be racing for his first championship on Saturday night at that track. And so when I've gone to the races, I kind of just have the personality where I always look to make things better. So I started in racing when I was in college, actually, and I hated it. I just didn't like the feeling of being out of control, and my brother was really good at it. I didn't like that I could be next to somebody who could wreck my day. I guess as a promoter, those things still exist. Mother Nature's wrecked a lot of our days this year.
Yes, it certainly has.
But I think that, you're kind of in control of your own destiny, and it goes back to that idea that I just shared, where I think if we have a good audience, I think that's a gratuity for us. So we want to continue to build the sport, invest in it. It's been something that's brought a lot of joy and excitement to my family over the years, and we want to keep the sport as healthy as we can.
So we're talking with Josh Vanada, who is the new GM of Monadnock Speedway, also the promoter of JDV Productions. So talk to us. Obviously, you've got a big undertaking going on this winter with the improvements to the track. But going forward, kind of in your new role, what are you most looking forward to doing, or what's on the horizon next race season for you to, really get the ball moving in your new role?
Yeah, I think it's simple, right? I think it's to firm the foundation up at Monadnock. That means the fan base, right? Re-engaging with them. I think it also means getting some consistency for the racers there, so they can predict what's going to happen. It's telling their stories in a way that promotes them and elevates them. Because, when Paul's division, for example, comes, it's great, right? It's exciting and it's novel, but, the next week they're somewhere else. And the 6 divisions that comprise the house program of Monadnock Speedway, they're still there. And so they're the anchor of what we're doing, and we're really going to be investing in building those programs up over the course of the 2024 season. And we think consistency and just firming the foundation is what's most important.
So, Josh, I've been doing it a while, and I'm more of an old school thinker. Us guys show up in the grind of the race is what keeps us motivated. But I notice with the newer, more technologically advanced, it's more about some social media presence and other things. And I'm not downplaying that, but it's a different mentality of the new racers than say the older racers. And I think you got your finger on the pulse on how to do that. But how do you cater to that a little bit? The newer generation, say.
Well, I'll be the first one to say I feel like I'm really good at crafting the stories and building the events, but as far as amplifying the message and getting it out there, we've got a good marketing team. Taylor heads up that she really does that. But I think one thing hasn't changed, Paul, which is if you don't have a good story to tell or you don't have good content to share, it doesn't matter if you're putting it in a newspaper, on a Facebook post, in an Instagram reel, or on a website. It's still a bad story. And so I think, my job as a promoter is to find the right stories, to find the things that resonate with both the traditional race fan, which it sounds like, maybe you potentially could place yourself into that, and what you call the more technologically savvy race fan. And I think there's a place for both, and that's what we've got to continue to work towards. It's not one or the other; it's both. And I tell the racers all the time that we need each other. They need a place to go and play, and you guys do. And we need you guys to be able to put on events. And we both need the race fans, because if they don't want to come and watch it, it doesn't really matter. So I think it's about finding the right stories, and then figuring out how to tell them is actually, I think, a little bit easier than finding the right stories.
Josh, what are the odds you put the first laps down on the new pavement this year?
It certainly won't be me. But I will say that I am committed to making sure that the house divisions of Monadnock Speedway are the first divisions that put the new laps down on Monadnock Speedway.
Awesome.
I think their support of the racetrack has earned them that right.
Excellent. Speaking with Josh Vanada, new general manager of Monadnock Speedway and, of course, promoter of JDV Productions. So, final question for you here tonight, or really kind of get the information out. People want to learn more about Monadnock Speedway. How can they do so? Give us the socials, the website, all of that.
Yeah, so we're going to be revamping and the social presence, but for now, you can visit monadnockspeedway.com. They are active on Facebook. The best place you can go that's presently more active would be jdvproductions.com or any of the JDV Productions social channels, which are on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and you'll see quite a bit of content that comes out. I do want to say, we've worked really hard in the past few months, and so the schedule is going to be actually coming out on October the 16th. So I think that's just about 2.5 weeks away or so.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see the schedule.
But we're excited about it. We're very proud of it, and we're looking forward to sharing it. And we know we're getting it out there early, and that's by design.
Excellent. So, speaking with Josh Vanada, we appreciate that. Our Going Green segment tonight